Hello good people, thank you all for stopping by. Please support us by subscribing to our YouTube channel on the Eldo Talk Show and follow us on our Facebook page on the Eldo Talk Show. Thank you.
Emulate Mayaki and beg Eldo people for forgiveness. PDP advises Oshiomhole, Ize-Iyamu. The Eldo State Chapter of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) has called on the defeated candidate of the All Progressives Congress (APC) in the September 19, 2020 governorship election, Pastor Osagie Ize-Iyamu. The SAC national chairman of the APC, Comrade Adams Oshiomhole, and former factional state chairman of the party, Colonel David Imuse, retired, to own up to the lies they spread during the election, just as the spokesperson of the APC's campaign council, John Mayaki, has done. This was contained in a press statement released on Sunday 27 December 2020 and signed by the Publicity Secretary of the PDP, Mr. Chris Nehikhare. According to the statement, the apology by Mayaki is an open admission of the obvious fact that APC ran its campaign on fake news, lies, alternative truth, and other variants of fabrication to trick the unsuspecting members of the public to buy into their ominous quest to mortgage the collective patrimony of Eldo people. The statement reads in parts, these lies and fabrications they have carried over to the law courts to also trick the honorable courts and gain unmerited public sympathy. Since John Mayaki has owned up to the antics of the APC during the governorship election, it is only proper for his paymasters, including Oshiomhole, Ize-Iyamu, Imuse, and others, to take responsibility for prodding Mayaki and his group to take on such ignominious role of advancing the interest of APC through such schemes. After a careful appraisal of the apology by the spokesperson of the APC campaign council in the last governorship election, John Mayaki, to Governor Godwin Obaseki, former Eldo APC state chairman, barrister, Anselm Ejezua, and resident commissioner of the Independent National Electoral Commission in Akwa Ibom State, Mayaki, it is manifestly apparent that fabrication and outright lies were the fuel of the communication campaign of the APC in the last election, in the absence of a coherent and viable message for Eldo people, given their unabashed quest for power. Upon chancing on the statement, I drew the attention of the governor of Eldo State, Mr. Godwin Obaseki, who was the target of attacks by the APC in the election, to the statement and its submissions. The governor, in his usual good nature as a person who does not bear grudges against people, accepted the apology and said he has forgiven John Mayaki. Though the governor has taken his stand on the matter, Eldo people who are lovers of truth and honor demand that the puppet masters behind Mayaki and his group admit to the fact that they had in that election elected to take Eldo people for a ride and trying to trick them with fables and fabrications to advance their personal and collective interest. With the admission of Mayaki, it is obvious that Oshiomhole, Ize-Iyamu, Imuse, and others are hiding behind a needle if they still claim that they weren't actively invested in spinning and propagating fake news against the governor and the state government to boost their chances in the election. So, I hereby specifically call on Comrade Adams Oshiomhole, Pastor Osagie Ize-Iyamu, Colonel David Imuse, and all their hirelings to show respect to Eldo people, toe the path of honor, and have the decency of admitting to the fact that they spread lies and concocted fake stories to sell their mandate. It is the most honorable thing to do, it is the noblest step to take. That Mayaki has owned up to the tactic and ignoble schemes of the APC and their candidate does not absolve all others of the defilement of the public space that was their stock and trade during the elections. Each and every one of them must own up to their role, tender well-intentioned apologies, and commit to being of good character. In the spirit of the season, the leadership of Eldo APC should seek penance so they may be given pardon.